After only 2 hours of sleep, we left our Airbnb in Albufeira at 4 in the morning to head to the airport. Always running late, but I think we made it, and hopefully Sarah makes it too. After a little situation where Sarah forgot her laptop behind and us having to pay 55 euros to check in, we finally made it to our flight. And at last, Romila finally joined us from Canada, and now there were 5 of us, so we couldn't be happier. We landed pretty early in Porto, so we went to the agency where we had booked our Airbnb with, and we paid a few bucks to leave our luggages there for the day, and we went around and explored a little bit of Porto while we waited to be able to check in. We decided to walk around, explore, and get some lunch before 3 p.m. when we would finally be able to check in. We were all pretty tired, but also excited to get to see a new part of Portugal. Porto was beautiful, very historic, lots of cobblestones and pretty buildings. While walking, this happened.
Claudia, do you have Ziploc? Can you afford to throw these out?
No, they're my only ones.
I think you should throw them out. You're not putting that in your list.
If you want, you fucking clean it. Okay, but you know why is Roshni cleaning your shit? Because I don't have another hand. And she's a nice friend.
Okay, you'll clean your poo headphones.
This
is disgusting, bro.
There's a hair.
I know, this is so horrible.
Are you embarrassed to be my friend?
Sometimes.
As we walked around, we stopped at this famous and beautiful train station in Porto. It was absolutely stunning. You can see all of the detailed work and all of the art on the walls. It was really packed in there, definitely a touristy stop. And this was in May, so I can only imagine how busy it gets in the summer. We started walking towards the water as we were looking for a place for lunch, and we stopped this man with his very sweet dog, Luna, who was very happy to get lots of cuddles from everybody walking by.
She loves Maya. Am I the dog whisperer?
Oh, hi. Hi, Luna.
She's so bad.
We landed in Porto on a Sunday, and as you can see, it was pretty busy. Definitely lots of tourists around, and especially as you start getting closer to the water, it does start to become even busier. Since we were very hungry, we decided to stop at the very first restaurant we saw, those with the tents to your left, and that was a bad decision. Although the sangria was absolutely delicious, the food was probably the worst we had in Portugal.
Are you happy to be here now?
Totally.
Delicious drink and pretty bad food. We decided to walk around the water and just take in some more of the sights. We didn't have to wait that long to get a table, but it was really busy, and I can imagine in the summer it would be quite hard to get a table, especially on a weekend. We slowly made our way back to get our luggages. I can do this, Roshni.
I absolutely can do this.
I can do this. And as expected, all the hills that we climbed down to get to the water, we had to climb back up. We stopped at the top of the hill where we had a really pretty view of the river, and then we called an Uber to go back to check into our Airbnb.
I would piss my pants if we got stuck in this alleyway. How would we push the car? We can't even open the doors.
Oh, this is mirror.
It's really pretty though.
It is. We just got to Porto. This is the Airbnb.
This is not a thermostat, guys.
Who are you calling? I'm trying to figure out if we have AC. Pretty kitchen. We don't remember booking this place, to be honest. But it's very pretty. And this one has suite.
I actually do remember this place. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I remember having a conversation with 3 people sitting in one bed. 2 people.
Oh, it's the right place.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like,
It's
It's the right place. That's good.
it is good.
That we didn't accidentally
Same
book
artwork, same everything.
2 places.
What do you wear in July?
Ready?
Just like regular shoes.
Yeah, can I wear your shoes?
Of course.
Are they comfy though?
Yeah, they are. I've been walking up and down these hills.
That actually would match.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm like.
Try it on.
Okay.
Yeah, they do look comfy.
These are very.
I don't think I could ever wear shoes like that because I'm a size 9. So my feet would look like a size 11. Do these look fine?
Yeah, they look very fine. I love
They
it.
look very fine.
Yeah. So,
We're gonna starve and die.
what is the name of this one?
It's so good. It doesn't have a name. It's like one of those famous, you know, the places that everyone knows.
Taverna Mercadores.
So we failed to get a table at the first place that was fully booked till June, but then we found another one that the food was delicious, the wine was great, and the owner was super sweet and gave us some free champagne at the end and had us watch his daughter on TV. After dinner, we walked around some more, made our way down to the water, and looked for a bar we could stop at for some drinks. We did some research and found this place called Base, and we recommend it. We ended up going there a couple of times. It was a fully outdoor place with good music and good drinks.
That are open until like 5 a.m. They're all closed at 1.
The next day, we got on a bus early in the morning and made our way to the Douro Valley, where we went to 3 wineries. It was a whole day trip and it was absolutely spectacular. I highly recommend this one. I'll put all the details in the description box. This was the first winery we stopped at. It was really beautiful. The day was perfect. The wines were delicious. We got to try some bread, some olives, and even some chocolate. We obviously had to stop and do a little photo shoot at the beautiful vineyard before the actual wine tasting started. The first winery was called Quinta dos Castellares, and the whole thing was really well done. The history and all of the facts that we learned was super cool. We really enjoyed it. Then we were off to the second winery where we got to try different wines and port wine and have lunch. You just wait for the view. This place was spectacular and the food was amazing. But first we got to go inside and get a little bit of the history and see some of the beautiful historical pieces and arts. And as we walked to the spot we were going to have lunch at, we were greeted with this beautiful view of their vineyard. Look at this view. It was absolutely stunning. The place, everything about it was beautiful. We were absolutely stoked to get to stop here and have lunch and get some pictures while we were at it. And of course, since this is a wine tour, they served us some white and red wine to have with our lunch. And after lunch, we got to try some of their amazing port wines. The food was fresh and absolutely delicious. We got some salad, some vegetable soup, and I had the codfish with potatoes, bacalhau à brás, and some of my friends had the pork tenderloin that later came with some mushroom risotto as well. And to finish off, we had this delicious chocolate cake. Back in the bus we go with our full tummies and slightly drunk to our last stop. This third stop was again absolutely beautiful. I really cannot choose which place was my favorite. They were all so beautiful. Just look at this. It was so picturesque, and this place had the most amazing herbs and flowers around that just smelled amazing. There were so many bushes of rosemary that smelled absolutely insane. I cannot get over how much rosemary there was and how amazing it smelled. It was definitely a treat. After walking around and getting a tour and learning a little bit about the history, we got to go inside and try some of the delicious port wine. And just like that, the tour came to an end and we were heading back. I highly recommend this tour. I will definitely be doing it again when I'm back. The next day after breakfast, we decided to venture into the subway system and take some public transit to the mall. I always love taking public transit when I'm in other cities. It just gives you a better feel for the city and makes you kind of feel like a local. And you just get to see a little bit of different things that you don't necessarily get to see when you're just cruising by in a car. We left the touristy district. There's no people here, just normal people and people who live here, and Armila, who's not normal people. What? You say we left the touristy district.
You should have given me a heads up. I was doing my Borat.
So we're going to a mall, I think, and
Yeah.
it's
gonna be
nice, and
very
there's like just normal people here, not super crowded and touristy. Claudia, who is from Portugal, did warn us that we were going to want to buy everything, but we didn't believe her until we were actually there. I definitely bought this dress and these blue pants and so much more. We could not stop ourselves. Everything was so beautiful.
That's such a pretty dress.
Guys, how, like, is this gonna be $1 trillion? Yeah. Okay, it is $99.
Safe to say that we spent a little bit more than we were hoping for, but we managed to get lunch for €6, and look how much food we got, and it was so good. Definitely recommend eating at the mall, at least once, to save some money. Eventually, I just sat with all of our bags because I refused to buy anything else and I could not resist, so I just sat while they continued. And as you can imagine, we definitely wore some of our new outfits that night when we went out looking for a place to eat dinner. It was already kind of late, 9:30, 10 p.m. So a few places we tried to stop at were no longer serving dinner, so we had to walk around for a little bit.
Hi.
Hi. And climb lots of steps up and down.
Guys.
Oh my god, don't fall. More stairs.
But this is better than the hills.
I think it is.
The city was
We
built around
did
that
take
fucking
breaks and get some beautiful views of the city while we were looking for a place to stop
we
for
left
dinner.
and went to the mall for the day
We did zero
and
sightseeing.
spent all the money. No, you actually walked by.
Exactly how you just.
I can't. I'm Portuguese. I can't
What is
say
the
that
name
on
of this?
camera. Torre dos Clérigos.
Okay. We ended up at this spot where they had delicious burgers and snacks, and the drinks were also really, really good. Highly recommend. I'll put the name below. The next day, after a few too many drinks, we went to the airport, hungover, on little sleep, and got on our flight to go to Lisbon. Stay tuned for part 3.